Hello, everyone. It's Salem Doherty here. Um, Today's video is gonna be about something exciting, and it's something that struck me, so I wanted to talk about it. Oftentimes, when you're part of the disabled community, you may feel like you're not seen or heard. Um, and granted, things are becoming a lot better. Um, but there's still always that stigma. Like, are people gonna accept me? Are people gonna like look at my differences versus what I actually could do? And I wanted to talk to you about this girl with Down syndrome. Recently, my one of the TV shows that I have been watching has been adding a lot more diversity to the show. They have more African Americans to celebrate African American culture. They have things about pride to celebrate the gay lesbian community. And what I do like is they're also supporting the disabled community. And what I mean by that is now as I'm watching the show, they now have a character named Felicity, and she has Down syndrome. And every day she goes to this shop to get like a biscuit or a donut. And that's what she does. That's her favorite thing to do on the show anyway, her character anyway. And I just thought that was so nice because oftentimes, um, like I said, when you are disabled, you do feel like you're not recognized in some way. Because back then, I don't want to say back then to sound like I'm old or something, but back in the day, people and children with disabilities were more seen and not heard. Like people knew that we had disabilities. People knew that we had, I don't want to say issues, but I think you can understand what I mean. People knew that we had differences and challenges. That's a better word. But we weren't often asked how we felt about it. And it's nice because I looked at this girl with Down syndrome. I said, here is this person who has a mental disability. She's got Down syndrome, and she's becoming a TV star, and she's accomplishing all these dreams. And that is the whole goal. Like, when you're a disabled person, you have so much, I don't want to say you have so much against you, but you can feel like the whole world, like you have the weight of the whole world on your shoulders. And not everybody understands what you go through. People say that you understand, or people say that they understand rather, but in my opinion, some of them actually don't. So when I saw this girl with Down syndrome, and here she is playing a fantastic role, so kudos to her, by the way. But I was watching this girl and I thought, you know what? If she could be recognized with everything she has going on, then why can't I be recognized? Or why can't a person with um um what's another disability? Why can't a person with autism be recognized? And that's another thing. Like even with Sesame Street, like the kids show, they're starting to integrate people with disabilities into their shows, and they're talking about differences and acceptance and things like that. And I just think it's wonderful because like I said, oftentimes back in back in the day, um, people who had disabilities were not talked about very much. Like you could say like, oh, my kid has cerebral palsy or whatever, but it was kind of hush hush. Like you didn't really bring it up and you didn't really talk about differences and things like that. Um, so now that the world is becoming more understanding and more open, we're starting to see people with disabilities, branch out more. I see people in wheelchairs on commercials and they're doing talk shows and stuff like that. And that is what the world needs. The whole world just needs to feel like we're included in something, whether you have a disability or whatever. If you feel like you're included in something, that can make a person's life so much better. Just to know that they're a part of something, that they're recognized in some way. And I just feel um, like TV and everything, they're taking big steps because they want to ensure that, you know what, these are people too. We are people too. We have feelings, we have thoughts, we have a brain, obviously. Well, I don't always use mine, but I do have one. So, yeah, we have thoughts and feelings and things like that. And we're not just people who just sit there and, I don't want to say drool, but we're not just people who sit there and and just look at the sky or look at the ceiling. We're people with thoughts and feelings, and we want to be recognized, and we want to feel like we're included in something. So when I saw that girl with Down syndrome, and here she is on a major show, it's Days of Our Lives, if you didn't know. Yes, I'm a soap opera fan, but we're not going to get into that. Here she is on one of the biggest shows in television, I think, and she's got Down syndrome, and she's playing this amazing part beautifully, by the way. And she has the biggest heart. Like, as I've gotten to know her character, through watching more scenes with her, I've come to realize that she has the biggest heart out of anyone on the show. She always wanted to give people hugs. She would ask them how they're doing and stuff like that. And I feel like it's very nice that people in with our condition, maybe it's not the same condition that I have, but people with disabilities are starting to become more recognizable. And you know what? I want people to look at that person and say, you know what, if she could do it with all her challenges, if she could be on one of the TV shows and face all those different things that she goes through, why can't I do it? Like, even with me, like being in a wheelchair, I have a lot of challenges. I have a lot of issues that I face, but I still do it. And that's the whole goal of this channel. If I could do it and that girl could do it with all the challenges that we face, why can't you do it? Why can't you strive for your goals and achieve what you want? And I just feel like it's a major breakthrough that we're. So I'm gonna keep this video short, but I just wanted to acknowledge that people with disabilities deserve to be heard. People with disabilities have a voice, and people with disabilities can change and impact the world. You know, all it takes is one person to stand up and say, you know what? I'm going to make a difference. I'm going to choose to make the world a better place. And I feel like now that we're including more people, now that we're incorporating people in different shows and different things, that's a positive step to achieve that goal. And that is what the world needs. We need inclusion. So many times I feel like we feel like we're excluded in some way, or people can't be themselves in some way because another person might be offended. And you know what I say to that? If anybody bothers you or offends you, screw them. Just don't even deal with them. Just brush it off and keep going because you are a person, you have value, you have meaning, and you're going to achieve big things. Just like that girl did on TV, and just like I do. And you can too. Anyway, thank you for your time today. I'm sorry that I haven't posted. I'm sorry this video is kind of short, but it is what it is. If you could please share and like, that would be wonderful. Share this with your friends and with your family. I'm trying to grow this channel so more people could get an understanding of the disabled community and what we go through. So if you could share this, that would be great. Thank you so much for your time and your help today. God bless you all.